Hey guys, it's Megan Aller, Sales Executive with First American Title here in Denver, Colorado. Here to give you your quick market update. This is a recap for detached single family for August of 2019. We had some interesting events occurred as we transitioned into August, and we actually noted that our active inventory declined. Typically what happens seasonally is that our inventory climbs in Metro Denver in the detached market up until about September or October, and year over year, August was actually down. We were down by about 1.6% from where we were the same month 1 year ago, bringing our total listing count down to 5,793 active units that were available for sale as of August 4th of 2019. Now, contracts also went down, and that's typical for us to see that. Typically, we peak out in contracts accepted as we go through May, and it continues to decline until the end of the year, until we cycle through and have our pickup again in the next calendar year. Contracts accepted were down 3.1% with about 3,765 active units that went under contract. Days on market and median days on market were both up. Traditionally, they go up going into the latter half of the year. Average days on market as of right now, we're up to 29 average days to contract or 14 median days to contract. We can expect both of those metrics to climb through the end of the year. Home prices, again, they typically peak out in May. Now they're kind of cooling down at this point in the marketplace, and they declined by about 3% from the previous month, and they're up 2.2% year over year. Average sales prices came in at $524,000 and $524,089. Median sales price was up 3.6% over the same month 1 year ago, and that was at $452,000. Okay, close to list price ratio was steady in August. It was the same as it was in July. We were down to 99.2% of their last asking price. Now keep in mind, we didn't see the same degree of bidding wars as we had seen previously in 2017 and 2018 going into 2019, which could mean that we're finally hitting that affordability tipping point. While the relationship between supply and demand hasn't changed drastically, the amount of overbids and multiple offers are starting to calm down in our marketplace. Again, 99.2% of their last asking price. The number of flash sales was also down, lower than what we expected coming into August. They were down to about 1/3 of all the listings were under contract in the first 7 days. Finally, as of August, there were about 41.2% of all the closed transactions sold for at or over their asking price, which is still very strong, but it's down from what we had seen in 2017 or 2018. Now, market conditions, when we look at year over year, active inventory was down 3.9% from the same month 1 year ago, but under contract units were up 15%. So we're still having a little pop of activity due to lower interest rates here in Metro Denver. If interest rates remain low headed into the fourth quarter, we could see additional transactions carried forth in 2019 that we typically wouldn't have counted on. Our numbers have been very close to what we had expected through 2019. Contracts going under, as well as closings hitting our closing tables in Metro Denver, but our active inventory still remained incredibly short. At this point in the marketplace, we still only have about 25% of the inventory that we need to offset demand. Keep in mind that we're going through a normal seasonal transition, and we haven't seen anything that leads me to believe that we're going to a more long-term extended shift, transitioning to a buyer's market than what we had seen over our seasonal normal decay. Going from July into August, we ended up seeing that average sales prices fell by about 3%. Going into September, they'll typically fall again. In October, November, and December, those prices tend to stabilize. We didn't quite hit the peaks that we were expecting to see in 2019, but appreciation is still overall very good. Average sales price again came in at $524,000. Now keep in mind, even though we've appreciated by just over 2% in 2019, our interest rates are nearly a full point less. And when you factor in your affordability rates here in Metro Denver, we're not just looking at what happens with average prices, but we're also looking at what's happening with your interest rates. And that full point decrease in our interest rate actually makes it nearly 8% less expensive to buy a more expensive home in 2019 and had you bought an average priced home in 2018. Again, that's due to the interest rate environment. If you're a buyer that has been not competitive in multiple offer situations, FHA approved, VA approved, can't make up the appraisal gap, or you're contingent upon the sale of another home, please take advantage of September and October, where you'll have more choices available in the market and enjoy lower interest rates. Thanks so much for tuning in this week, guys. I hope that you'll join me next week, Wednesdays at 10 o'clock, where I release new video content to you. Next week, we'll be discussing discussing the attached single-family market for August and what we can expect going into the later half of the year. I hope that if we're able to help you better advise your buyers and sellers, that we'll get to meet your clients at our closing tables. We'll see you soon.